on a good one. I'm working on a good one. Working on a good one. A good one. Put the money on me. Smoking on a good one.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ben, aka SoleMate, and welcome to Volume 3 of Brand New Kicks. Now, I want to make the phrase 3 times a charm true today because the shoe that I have for my third Brand New Kicks video is an absolute gem. It is a fantastic day for sneakerheads alike, and the community as a whole is really pumped about this. Of course, I have in here my pair of black metallic 5s that just came out on Saturday, and this is a really big deal. As we saw with the Air Jordan 4 back in February, Nike Air has finally returned to the Air Jordan 5 for the first time since its original release. That's a huge bit of news that everybody in the community has been, raving about, what we've been looking for. And now the shoe is as true to the OG as ever, as opposed to some of the other releases that we've seen with it. And, like I said, that's what we've all been waiting for. It's what you've been waiting for, definitely what I've been waiting for, and I know for a fact that the community as a whole has been looking for that. It's really awesome. It's a great piece of news, and I'm just pumped. I get to add another OG to my collection, and the Air Jordan 5 being, of course, my favorite model, which I've said a million times before. This is a fantastic day. Obviously I'm pumped about it. This is probably going to be one of my favorite pair of shoes all time that I ever buy. This is my first experience with the raffle system, actually, and I do want to give a special thanks to Foot Action. They did me a real solid on this. I knew I wasn't going to be in town to pick up the shoes when I went in to get my tickets. I explained the situation to them, and unlike Foot Locker and Champs, which both told me no, Foot Action said, you can send in a buddy to pick him up if you want. All you need to do is just call ahead, if you're selected for the raffle, let us know, who he is, what his name is, so forth, and he can come and get the shoes for you. That's what I did. I was selected for the raffle, and obviously got lucky enough in that aspect, but they did me real solid. So if it wasn't for Foot Action, I wouldn't have these shoes. Like I said, I knew I wasn't going to be around, but they made it possible for me, so I got to give a huge thanks to them, because without that, I wouldn't have this box right here with a pair of shoes I've been after since March that I've been thinking about the release for. So like I said, Nike Air is back. That's going to be the highlight on this shoe. I definitely want to outline that a lot, and as always, I just we're going to unpackage it. I want to give you the details. This is my first impression. This is gonna be my first impression shot of it. I haven't seen the shoe yet, so you guys should be proud of me. I've had them since I picked them up yesterday. I haven't seen them yet. You should be proud of me because I left them in the box. I wanted to make sure I got my first impressions on tape. And so this is I'm really eager. I'm really itching to get the box open and finally take a look at the shoe. So like as always, first impressions, I'm gonna come back, show my favorite details, and then finally as always per request, I'm gonna lace them up, put them on my feet so you guys can see how they look, and I'm gonna showcase them a little bit. So let's just get to what we all want to see already, which is the shoe. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, this has been a long time coming. Alright, so before we get to the shoes, which I'm so eager to do, we're going to take a look at the box as always. So, typical 5 box, no difference. Semi-gloss black lid, red Jumpman, white cement base, and of course, unlike the 4s box, instead of a lid, it's all one piece. So let's go ahead and take a look at the label. So the exact colorway on here is going to be black, fire red, metallic silver, and white, size 11, that's what I wear. And retail on these, a heart-stopping $220 US. Yeah, not what we wanted to say. It used to be, 160. So, anyways, so that's the box. I guess get to the moment we've all been waiting for. So, all right, interesting. This paper here, okay. The black plastic that they use to cover the 5s is here as well. And okay. Oh, yes, 100 times yes. Those are absolutely fantastic. Okay, I'm going to get the other shoe out. We're going to get the box out of the way so we can just take a look at the shoes. Oh my god, I can already just smell the suede, and this is just perfect. Okay. Black metallic 5s. Black metallic 5s, okay. Wow, okay, well, first things first, this suede looks absolutely unbelievable. The feeling of it, this is shorter definitely than what I have on my 7s and 8s, but it feels, oh my god, absolutely buttery. It is so smooth. Looks incredible. And there it is. Nike Air, for the first time since the original release, is back on the heel of the Air Jordan 5. Incredible. But wow, what a handsome looking shoe though. That is just perfect. Whew. All right, where to start for first impressions? Like I said, obviously the quality is there as always, and it should be there for $220. Stitching, just taking a look at it already. I mean, uniform as you would imagine, beyond perfect, all the way across the upper. Not squiggly, not overlapping, double stitched absolutely perfectly. Now the colors on this shoe just looks so mean. Obviously you got a black suede upper. You have a predominantly black midsole with the speckled metallic silver teeth, as we call them, which were inspired from the P-51 Mustang World War II fighter, which is awesome. Going around, white Nike Air stitched. God, that just looks so great. I just got to make a point to say that. I mean, it looks so right being on this shoe again. I mean, the Jumpman now is just going to look so weird being on the back. That's what belongs there. That is absolutely what belongs there. Oh, of course, your air capsule. And this gorgeous metallic reflective tongue. Of course, I don't have enough light to really make that thing sparkle, but oh my god, I can just tell already. That thing's just going to glow. Oh, wow, that looks great. Lace locks, fire red Jumpman. You got your black flat laces, icy lower portion of the tongue, icy mesh, as well here on the upper. Black toe cap. Yeah, wow, that just looks so great. And of course, the blue ice sole, and once more again, we got Nike instead of Jordan on the bottom. That just looks so right. Oh my god, I can't even get over that. It just looks so right. That's what belongs there. That's what belongs there. That's what belongs there. That's what we've been waiting for. Absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. And of course, the Air Jordan tag on the inside actually stitched up a little bit higher than on some of my 5s. Kind of interesting. Lace locks, of course. This even says Nike on here too instead of the Jumpman, so that's back as well. They're really getting down to the details. Of course, still factory laced and so forth. I have not taken anything out. Still got the original packaging. So I haven't worn them yet. Wow. Well, first impressions is, holy crap, do these look absolutely impeccably perfect. They're gorgeous, top to bottom. And the quality is there, the look is there, and above all else, the heritage is there, which is what we all wanted from this. Wow. Incredible. Alright guys, so give me a few minutes. I'm going to spend some time with the shoe, and I want to pick out my 5 favorite things I see on them. I'm sure you guys can already guess a couple of things I'm going to be saying, but first impression, there you go, black metallic 5s. Lucky for me, picking out my favorite details on this shoe is not tough to do at all. Probably the hardest part is picking out which ones I like the most because there's just so much on this shoe to love. The place I want to start with though for sure is definitely going to be with the suede. This material on this shoe, it's just impeccable. It looks so good. The quality is just amazing. And it is just so soft. It has a really nice pile to it. It's so smooth, so soft. It's buttery. It's almost like butter, just how soft and smooth it is. I mean, the quality is, kind of compared to some of the other Jordans I've seen with suede, this has got to be one of the best quality suedes I've seen on here. Obviously going to be durable. I know, obviously we know with suede, once it gets dirty though, it doesn't look nearly as good as it does when it's clean, but hey, that's why you get brushes and cleaner, right? Clean it back up. So, enjoy it while it's clean, but yeah, that's one thing I do have to say, the suede on here is just, it's definitely worth noting. It's just that good. So, I guess second thing I definitely want to mention, of course, one of these signatures of the 5 is going to be our icy soles. Now this has got a lighter blue ice to it. This is considered a blue ice, but it's actually a pretty light blue compared to some of the other blues out there, like on the Laney's, for example, that I have. That's definitely a darker blue than this is. While they're clean, of course, admire it, love it. and enjoy it, because that's what the icy soles are all about. Luckily I do have a trick for keeping the soles icy as long as possible. Make sure you guys check that video out when you get a chance. I'm definitely going to apply it to these once I start wearing them. Of course, worth noting, I mean, it just looks ice cold. Like, I feel like if I touch it, it just looks like actual ice. It is so clear, so crisp, so great looking. Third thing I want to mention, of course, switch to the right shoe here, is the speckled effect that they have on the teeth. Of course, the teeth being inspired by the P-51 Mustang World War II fighters I mentioned before. It's a metallic silver, but it also has a black speckling effect to it. I'll get a little bit more of an up-close shot of that. Looks fantastic. It's a great effect, great complement to that. Instead of just doing a solid silver, gives a little bit more character, obviously, but I just think that it looks great on the shoe. Definitely worth noting. And, of course, our reflective 3M tongue on our 5s. This is actually my first pair of 5s to have this reflective tongue on it, and it's kind of tough to pick up on the camera. Maybe you can notice it, but it is just shiny. It is so cool, and the effect is just absolutely perfect on it. And I mean, like I said, you don't really have to do too much justice for it with words. All you have to do is look at it. But let's see if I can try and get a little bit of it on there. A little bit of the effect. Like I said, kind of tough to pick up on the camera, but if you can't see it, take my word for it. That's one of the best highlights of this shoe. One of the most noticeable aspects of it, of course. And again, true to the OG. One of the things that they wanted to keep. Speaking of OG, my fifth and obviously favorite part of this shoe is, of course, Nike Air back on the 5s. We saw it with the 4s. It was on the white cements. Everybody lost their minds. They were nearly impossible to get because everybody was just so pumped to see Nike Air finally back on an OG Air Jordan for the first time since they were actually released. So that was something that was so anticipated, and they decided to do it again on the 5s, and the hype is real. I mean, it is something we've wanted, and some people who really might not understand, I guess, the sense of originality. It's a big deal. They might say, "Oh, what's the big deal?" It's the difference between it's saying Nike Air and having a Jumpman. $50 Nikes say Nike Air on the back. Like, okay, yeah, true, but again, we're talking about originality. We're talking about something genuine and truly representing the original shoe, which is why we buy these shoes, because they represent the original, and they've stood the test of time, and they're awesome. So they brought it back. It's as original as it ever has been, and truly an OG. So obviously, like I showed before, we got it here on the heel. Also showed we got it on kind of the heel arch area of the sole, as I'm sure you can see. Instead of saying Jordan, it says Nike. And this is a little bit tougher to see, but if you can see here on the lace lock, it also says Nike rather than having the Jumpman on it. So, hats off to Nike. They killed it with this shoe. It is truly something that they've made beyond desirable, and the demand was there for this shoe without a doubt. I was just fortunate enough that I got a pair. I was so blessed that I was able to get a pair. I got lucky, obviously, especially trying the raffle system. But if you got them, absolutely congratulations to you too. If not, hopefully they'll be doing some restocks. As we saw with the white cement 4s, they did a ton of restocks. So keep your eyes out for those if you're going to still try and get a pair. But if you can, grab them because as I said before, Nike Air is back. So anyways, one of my favorite details on the shoe. If you just want to take one last look at them, they're perfect. They are just, that's literally all I can say is that they're perfect. I'm so happy I was able to get these shoes. And yeah, instant classic. Great revival of a true classic. So anyways, there they are. Black metallic 5s. that's going to wrap it up for Volume 3 of Brand New Kicks, featuring, and this is something I want to say for a really long time, my pair of black metallic 5s. And man, does that feel good to say. My pair of black metallic 5s. I've been after this shoe ever since I first saw that the release was coming out. And of course, the Air Jordan 5, like I said, I'm a dedicated, die-hard fan for the Air Jordan 5. This being, of course, one of the 4, arguably 5 OG colorways. I had to have it, but even more than that is compared to the other retro releases of that colorway, this is as true to the OG as ever. Nike has done a fantastic job of not retroing the shoe, but remastering it. It is as close as it has ever been to the original, and that makes all of us so happy to see that they're finally, going to start doing that again, and they're getting more into this idea of remastering rather than retroing. They did a fantastic job on it. They revived a classic, and with the reintroduction of Nike Air on the shoe, this is what we all wanted to see, right? This is what we all wanted to see. It is the perfect representation of what the original looked like. I don't really need to say much more about it. The shoe speaks for itself. I mean, obviously, just look at them. They're perfect. I mean, they're going to be fun to wear. We'll put it that way. What a shoe. Well, I mean, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys will subscribe, that you found this video entertaining. And, I want to bring more videos like this. And, I have many other segments too. If this is the first time you guys have watched any of my videos, please make sure to check out some of the other ones. On the subject of 5s and any other shoe with icy soles, I just put up a video on my little technique that I use to keep my soles icy, so definitely going to apply it to these once I start wearing them. So anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, we'll definitely see you next time.